Amber Alert came to an interesting and satisfying conclusion as Jack and Shane found the kidnapper and rescued the missing girl. Directed by Kerry Bellessa, who drew inspiration from his real-life experience, Amber Alert follows Jack and Shane, played by Hayden Panettiere and Tyler James Williams, respectively, who embark on a journey to rescue Charlotte, a girl who was abducted at a park whilst playing with her brother. Amber Alert received mixed reviews when it was released, but the movie has found new life after being added to Hulu's library. When Shane and Jack receive an Amber Alert during a rideshare, their lives take a turn. After spotting a car that matches the description of the alert, Jack and Shane start following it and call the police to report what they had seen. At the end of the film, Jack and Shane find the missing girl locked up before they reunite her with her mother. What happened to Charlotte at the end of Amber Alert? Charlotte was safe at the end of Amber Alert. While playing hide and seek with her brother, Charlotte mysteriously disappears. Fortunately, her grandmother had been taking a video of the children playing, and it showed her getting into a black Toyota Camry. Her mother quickly alerts the authorities, but they are hesitant to issue an Amber Alert because they don't have the car's plate number. But when Sergeant Casey sees the urgency of the situation, he sends out an Amber Alert with the hope of finding Charlotte before it's too late. The kidnapper drives around with Charlotte in the backseat of his car until they reach their destination, a house on the outskirts of town. While there, he tries to get her to cooperate, but the little girl isn't having it and wants to go back home to her mother. The kidnapper locks Charlotte away in a cage when Shane and Jack arrive at his property to get her. In the end, Charlotte is rescued by the two characters and safely returned to her mother. What happened to the kidnapper at the end of Amber Alert? Aaron Williams, Indiana. The final scenes of the movie, Kevin Dunn as Sergeant Casey looking suspicious on the phone in Amber Alert. For most of the duration of Amber Alert, it seemed like Aaron Williams, the man who kidnapped Charlotte, would get away with the crime. From the get-go, William planned how he would take Charlotte away from her mother, but he didn't account for the fact that someone would be able to deduce that he was the one who had kidnapped her. After he succeeds at getting Charlotte to his house, William realizes that he was followed when he receives a phone call from his pharmacy telling him to pick up his medication. Seeing that he had already done so, he concluded that the two people who had suspected that he was the one behind Charlotte's kidnapping were at his property. William pretends to drive away but is actually just behind Charlotte's rescuers. Once he's back in the house, Williams shoots Jack, before Sergeant Casey shoots him in the head, and he dies on the spot. What Shane and Jack found in Williams' house. William had been kidnapping other children. Tyler James Williams as Shane looking curiously while driving in Amber Alert. Shane and Jack manage to get into Shane's house at the end of Amber Alert and find some shocking things. The kidnapper's house is a perfect reflection of what type of person he is, given the macabre decor which creates a sense that dark things have happened there. Some of the rooms in the house are covered in mattresses as a way of preventing anyone from hearing that there are children inside. Jack also came across a scrapbook that had a list of children's names. Perhaps the most shocking thing she saw in the scrapbook was a picture of a little girl called Olympia lying down on a bed. Initially, Jack thought Olympia was merely sleeping, but upon further inspection, she figured out that she was actually dead. The things in William's house proved that Charlotte wasn't his first or only victim and that he might have been abducting children for years before he was finally caught. Why Jack wanted to rescue Charlotte in Amber Alert. Jack had gone through a traumatic experience. Hayden Panettiere as Jack looking worried in a house in Amber Alert. From the time Jack got the Amber Alert and spotted William's black Toyota Camry, she had a feeling he was the one the police were looking for. Determined to catch him and rescue Charlotte, Jack asked Shane to follow the car just in case he really was the one with the little girl. Shane was understandably confused about why Jack was willing to put her life at risk for someone she didn't even know. For Jack, it was about doing the right thing. In a way, rescuing Charlotte was about the experience she had gone through with her child. Jack confided in Shane that she had given birth to a stillborn baby. Because of this, she didn't want Charlotte's mother to go through the same thing that she had. If it weren't for her bravery, William would probably have killed Charlotte, and her mother would never have seen her again. How Shane and Jack rescued Charlotte in Amber Alert. Shane and Jack tricked William. Hayden Panettiere as Jack looking worried while sitting in the car at night in Amber Alert. When Jack initially thought William was the one who had abducted Charlotte, she convinced Shane to trail him even though she had no evidence that he was indeed the one with her. After William stops at a gas station, Jack goes to look into his car and sees a young girl wearing white sneakers and pink socks, the same things Charlotte's mom said she had on when she was kidnapped. Jack dropped one of her AirPods in William's car so she could listen into his conversation.